Hey guys, it's your girl Nickioshun. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and I'm here with another vlog just for you. So let me just jump right into this with no delay. So today is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in the world. You don't have to have a biological child to actually be a mother. No, that's the topic that I'm going to speak about, what females or women across the world is actually going through. Now, I know when it comes on to Mother's Day, or we as Jamaican, we take everything for a joke. If you don't have a child, you did not bring forth a child, physical child, you're you're called a barren or a mule, or because as you know, mule cannot have their horse. What do you call horse? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, mule cannot get pregnant, cannot be impregnated. But let me just, this is a serious topic and a lot of females are going through it. Now, there's a thing that is called Pcos, which is polycystic ovary syndrome, when that's when the female produce more male hormones than they should, which cause them to cannot conceive, or it's difficult for them to conceive. And my heart goes out to you guys, because there's a lot of people who want children and are unable to bring forth children, bring forth that thing that is missing out of their life. No, it's not the end of the world, and I know that you may feel down, and sometimes it's overwhelming knowing that you're going through what you're going through. And then there's some females that are not producing any eggs, or a limited amount of eggs that a female is supposed to produce. And it's just not happening. It's just not happening. It's just not, you're not getting pregnant, you're not seeing the results. And it can be frustrated. And another thing, there are females out there that only could bring their pregnancy to some sort. You could only sustain that pregnancy for like 3 months. Cryptic pregnancy, I forgot what the name of that pregnancy is. Cryptic, correct me if I'm wrong. That's when the baby is out of the womb and is in your tube or something. Yeah, that's another painful one. But for the ones that are having miscarriages and you're wondering why can't you just bring forth this child or these children, my heart goes out to you. It's not it's not something that you could just brush off and you think, oh, it's okay and blah blah blah, because there are people that are going through it. Because you can be depressed from that, just from going through that. It will bring depression if you don't have anyone to talk to about it, especially in Jamaica. Like, we take everything for a joke, and the first thing is, you and someone is arguing, the thing that they bring up, oh, you can't breathe, you can't this, you can't that, you can't blah blah blah. And that's why a man got a baby pan. You know, them little things are like, people will use those, not knowing your situation. And I'm talking in general, because people would take this out of context and say, oh, she's talking from her situation or blah blah blah. So I'm just putting this out there. I'm talking in general because I've seen it on numerous occasions, and it's a day-to-day thing that females all across the world is going through. No, I've had miscarriage before. I know what it feels like to have a baby in your womb, and it's actually you're feeling the movements. you're feeling the kick-ins, you're feeling every single thing, and you don't have a child show and it can get depressing. It can be, you can feel down sometimes you're wondering like why you weren't able to bring forth a child, a live child, and you might see others with their children and you get down, you feel down, and you start to get emotional. I've been there. I know what it is like. So now this I'm talking from, like, I know what it is like that you're seeing someone else with a child or seeing someone with a child and you're saying to yourself, but there's no greater timing than God's timing. God's timing is everything. And you don't necessarily have to have a biological child to be a mother. You don't have to have a biological child to be a mother. A mother is someone that nurtures others, nurtures children or other people, who is always there for someone. That's like a mother figure. You don't need to have a physical child, a biological child of your own. And then you can have a stepchild and still love that child as your own if you're unable to bring forth kids, or if you don't. And then there are some females, they definitely don't want to have kids. They don't want to have kids. And sometimes there are some people out there, they're having kids and their condition, their living condition is not suitable for a child. And then there are some that keep aborting these children, and you're saying to yourself like, God, she is so fertile, why is this happening? Like, she's having all these unwanted kids that she don't want and keep aborting them. Or you're seeing kids out there, and then there's some people out there that if you see someone, if you're in a better position than others and you can assist someone who is having difficulties financially, you could assist them with their children or their child. As I said, you don't have to have a biological child to be a mother. And this next thing, it's kind of expensive. Not a lot of people can afford it, but you can try and do an IVF. If you're having difficulty, try and go to the doctor and see if there's anything wrong with your tubes, if there's any blockage, because sometimes you can have blockage or your partner is having low sperm count, or there's just something there blocking. And sometimes in your mind itself is blocking you from conceiving, because you're there thinking about it, thinking about while you should be enjoying that time, when that intimacy with your partner, but you're so focused on getting a child and trying to conceive that it's blocking you mentally, that you're unable to bring forth a child. But this video is basically about infertile and fertility. Yep. But to feel that movement in your belly, in your stomach, or in your womb, you feeling that kick, you're feeling that movement, and you're so happy because you're saying, oh, I'm going to be a mother, or this is something that you've prayed for, and you're unable to show a physical child. My heart goes out to you. Happy Mother's Day. You're still, the burden to have that child within you. You know what it is like. And Caribbean people, we just need to stop especially, and this is another thing too. If someone doesn't have a child, please stop asking them, oh, what are you waiting on to get a child? What are you waiting on to get a child? You don't know what that person is going through. You don't know if that person cannot conceive, or having difficulty conceiving, having some fertility issues, or just don't want to have kids. Not everybody wants to have kids. Stop trying to push that on them, because you don't know what they're going through. You're getting up every day and you're saying, oh, what are you waiting on to have a child? What are you waiting on? What are you doing? Why don't you have a child? Not everyone wants to have a child, and there's some people that definitely want to live their life a little before. And I know that a lot of people may not agree with what I'm about to say, but there are people that are having kids at a young age, and you're struggling with that child, struggling because the father is not there. You're struggling mentally, financially, and physically. To You weren't prepared for that child. There's no foundation there to take care of that child, but you battled through, and you do what you can do. Now you're gonna say, oh, I'm glad that I have my child young so I could get to live my life now. But why don't you talk about the struggles that you had to struggle? You had to struggle to maintain your child and maintain yourself, especially if you're renting a place and you're a single mother and you have to be finding food, you have to be renting, you have to be doing that. It is quite difficult. Now, for everybody else in the world that choose not to have a child, or chose not to have a child at a young age because you want to live your life, you want to have your 20s for yourself, not being selfish, but having your life to live, and then having a child and staying home is actually a good. I'm not going to say either of them is suitable for, I'm not trying to pick, but I'm just saying. But I do know that today is Mother's Day, and I just want to say you're not alone when it comes on to whatever you're going through. And I know you might get sad, but cheer up and pray. And if you have the money, try and see if you could go to the doctor and see if your tubes are blocked or there's anything wrong with your womb. If you can pay to get a surrogate to bring forth your child, do so. If you could pay to get IVF, anything that could help boost your fertility, do so. I'm supporting you guys on that. And for those who don't want to have children, I'm also supporting you too, because I'm sure you're a great aunt or a great sister, big sister, great cousin, or somebody out there. You are great to someone out there. So do have yourself a great day. Happy Mother's Day again to everyone across the world. Okay. Until next time, remember to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I need to update it some more, but there are times I'm just too. But peace out. Have yourself a great day.